Hello, welcome to this short introduction to the change timeline. It's a little model I created a couple of years ago just to help me get a perspective on change over time, really. Composed of three parts, you'd expect: the past, the present, and the future. What it's about, though, with regard to the past, is understanding the past, acknowledging, recognizing what was good and what worked about the past, but also giving the past some closure, recognizing why we need to change now, and some of the drivers for change within that. That brings me on to then you need to create a good, compelling vision of the future. What will people be doing, saying? How will they be acting? Where will they be acting? So creating that really vivid picture to give them a really good example of where they'll be going, the future, what that sort of end objective is. And that then allows us to create a route map, really, of how to get to where we need to go. What are the steps? What are the milestones? What are the quick hits that will get us to that ultimate goal? What support do they need? What do we need from them within that one? And by getting those three right, we of course get good, effective change. However, if we only get a couple of them right, we end up with some change and maybe some successes. If we don't close the past down effectively and enable people to see why we need to change and what they'll be getting from it, then that gives us those discussions over coffee in small groups about how good the past was, the nostalgia effect, where people just don't see the point in changing, don't see the need, think it's a backward step within it. By the same token, if we don't create that compelling vision of the future, then people don't quite know when the end goal will be. They'll just see themselves on a treadmill, constantly changing, constantly going forwards with no real end in sight. And that can be quite demotivating. However, if we get the past and the future right, but don't give them the route map, don't help them to know and to understand what they've got to do, then basically they'll all go and do their own thing. They'll just be like the headless chickens that's running around thinking they're doing great, but no structure, no coordination, nothing like that. So by getting it right, we can help manage change, make it happen. There's a lot more information on my website, including a small leaflet pamphlet I created on the change timeline, as well as my book about putting the I into change and making change personal, and some work on personal construct psychology as well. So if you want any more information, then get in contact. Love to hear from you. And thanks very much. Good luck. Bye bye.